Well, Brian and Bernard, you might have think me and my dad were hard on you. Some of you are assholes because we wanted you people to avoid mistakes in the past, so you wouldn't have to live in the style of life that you live now, which sucks. Because we wanted it to work for everybody, not just, but we gave in. So what happened? The 80s got trashed. You guys, Bernard's supposed superiority into ghetto life. The All-American running around with Ellery or Perlita doing whatever she wanted. Did it fare out well for you? Country and Western. You guys all discombobulated, jacked up, deformed faces. Carney out. I warned Harry, I warned Joe and some of them. Guess what? You want to run around and showboat and do that? Fine. There'll be a consequence. And here you all are today after you guys killed me or did whatever, tortured us. And guess what? Were we right or wrong? Not even just my dad, but maybe your own dad and some other fathers. That's why those families do their thing and skedaddle. And then when you got two people telling you guys a story or a mythy rumor to get something to happen, guess what? It compounds. Guess what? Like I said, you guys are doing bidded bee again. So did Ellery's first bidded bee, brown bee work? No. They ended up humiliating him. Why? Because they knew he was lying. So we only wanted that some of those fathers, after they've gone through a lot and put in their work and had it ripped out, get pissed. That's probably why Greg was pissed. Because Joe and some of them screwed over his shit. Then you guys run the abuse cycle again on the four boys. So the only reason why sometimes those people are hard on you is because they went through schools and trained and got all that stuff nice and set up, so you guys would have what you want. But if we're assholes and you tear up our shit and our families and our friends, or you want to run around and get laid first to girls you know we loved and then dump in the bit of the fat for mockery, guess what? It all becomes about you people doing that. And then it get what? Justifies what Greg or your dad or Jewish Colonel Malcolm or Colin Powell or some of those people are trying to say. Guess what? Now you're immersed because you guys chose the other way to defy us, to go with Joe or whatever in his prison story, or with the Negroes in their prison story, or Pepsi Center Perlita, or Coca-Cola Joe and Karen, and it didn't fare out too well for all of you because there was abuse involved. And some of us, before that, when we were assholes, Brian, we didn't do that shit to people. But you can believe your faggot leader, your faggola leader if you want. And it didn't work out too well for him because guess what? Lying about the golden or britches doing his shit. And that's why those fathers and stuff, they went nutter crazy pissed out here. Maybe some of them didn't understand because they didn't know, but they know now. And like I said, I had friends out here. We set in some stuff to make sure. And it's working for them. But see, you guys thought we were just spoiled and all this other shit. No. It's because I didn't want you guys to live in a shitty life. I didn't want you guys to end up with buck teeth. I didn't want them picking at your teeth and your eyes and doing that shit to your ears and to your chins. I wanted you guys to look good and be able to do some of the things that Kim and some of those girls were trying to do that he said that I killed her for. Or, no, it was that man's interference. So he kept doing that, and guess what? To prop himself up as God, and guess what? When they yelled out about God the other day and whatnot, no black rose, no black risen up. So how is it him? It took many people to make that happen, that worked together at first, if it did. And I'm sure it did. But he sits there and defies certain girls every time that I like because he wants to rule it. But you're going to look funny. I would have toughed it out. Because really, when you guys had it working, and it was a little more enjoyable for everyone, and it worked for everyone, and it might have been a little bit harder, but it was working and a little more enjoyable, you would have had a better result today instead of having to go reset it. Because some of those people who've been watching, like I said, set in some stuff, old friendships and bonds that you guys broke up because we were supposedly assholes, and they waited out, and those guys get it to work out there every single time without a hitch, and they nail the whole nation and people on their bullshit. So you got to be careful, because like I told Perlita and some of those kids, you don't know the history out here and about what it took. And when it was destroyed, it hurt a lot of people. And so with Mr. Man's got a story going, so everybody hates me, I really don't care, because like I said, my stuff, ding ding, for her still works even overseas. Is my wife real? Yes. But I haven't seen her for a long time, and they're not telling you the whole truth of it. Does she exist? Yes. And that's why she wins, because I warned her and I told her I loved her first thing, just like I told the other set and the other set and the girls now. It's not like that I want to get in bed with them. Do I like looking at them? Yeah. But it's not like I want to sit there and, get in bed with every single one of them. I did it. I initially pretty much did it because, yes, I love my wife, but I didn't want her to get all nasty and sick through Ellery and those guys. But I initially did it because you guys claimed that atheism had to be the way. So guess what? If you're trying to secure the survival of the species, you kind of have to sometimes do things you don't want to fucking do.